Why, hello and welcome everybody. It is Pohx again. So today, I kind of want to go ahead and update you guys with the Pohx Yeti guide, if you guys followed the series. When I was kind of playing through and whatnot and going through the acts. So I decided to turn this character into an Infernal Blow character, and I kind of want to go ahead and show you guys kind of what it's like. So I'm going to go ahead and run into a map, and then I'm going to go over the character after. So first off, know that he is level 80. I just made this character, and I just started leveling him today. And I'm just going to run a quick T11 map, so almost like the same level as me, with minus max, nothing really too crazy on it, because maps are pretty easy to sustain this league. So let's get it going. Now, one thing to note is this character is not really meant for bossing. It's mainly just for fun and mapping, so, it's not meant for Shaper, it's not meant for Guardians, it's just meant to have fun. So let's get it going. If you like watching things go boom, I would highly recommend this build. It is going to be a bit expensive to get it started off. I don't really know if you can make too many budget variations of it, and the reason why I say that is because I've never tried with them. I've really only tried with what I'm using right now. And you don't actually need a 6-link. I know you'll see me here with a 6-link, but I just actually 6-linked it recently, and it's not required to really perform too hard. Maybe if you're running red maps, I'd recommend a 6-link. But it's not really required. Some really cool pros, I guess you could say, to this build is anytime you hit a pack of mobs, you'll be on full life because of how Katevas works. Every time you kill a target, you heal 5% of your maximum life, and that's instantly, regardless of if you have Vol Pact or not. So that's really nice. The other thing about this character is you don't ever have to worry about porcupines or detonate dead. It's impossible because everything blows up. So there's never any corpses. You can just open a lockbox, for example, one-shot the whole box. If it says detonate dead, it won't do anything because there's nothing to detonate. The weak parts of this build is definitely bossing. It's not very strong when it comes to bossing. If you want to use things like Vol Breach, it's totally acceptable. It's just kind of a bit rippy, but it will make up for any single target issues that you possibly have. You could also kind of be a bit gimmicky and use like Abyssal Cry too. There's nothing wrong with that. I personally just use Enduring Cry to try to keep up my charges. Okay, so I'm just gonna port to town to get my flask charges really fast. Alright, so bosses are gonna be here. And again, it's okay. Again, it's not really made for single target. But it should be able to clear like your standard map bosses, no problem, so you can still have fun with the character. Alright, so let's talk about kind of what's required and the way the build kind of works. So first off, for your weapon, I would highly recommend something called a Kateva's Feast. The reason why we use this weapon is it's what gives us our insane AoE. We are not actually playing a Slayer, so this actually gives us a level 25 melee splash, which means we don't actually need to use melee splash whatsoever, and that allows us to use another multiplier. So I'm currently using Weapon Elemental Damage, Infernal Blow, Increased AoE, Fire Pen, Elemental Focus, and Melee Physical. Melee Physical was my 6-link. So the damage on my character is 28k, and it goes up to about 60k, a little bit more than 60k, when I'm buffed with my flasks, Blood Rage, Frenzy Charges, etc. You could also try Added Fire. I don't really think it's going to be good. The reason why I decided to use Elemental Focus is because Elemental Focus and Increased AoE and Fire Pen are the only 3 things in here that actually scale the secondary explosion of Infernal Blow, unless I'm wrong there. So basically we drop our chance to ignite, but we gain an insane amount of damage on the AoE, which is percentage based. We also unfortunately lose our ability to gain endurance charges off Ramako's Sunlight, but it should be alright anyway. Now, let's go ahead and talk about some other things. I'm using a Combs Heart. Obviously, you don't have to use a Combs Heart. You can see even if I take off my Combs Heart, I'm sitting on 6.5k HP. I also have, a bunch of life notes to allocate on the tree. For example, I don't have anything in the Scion Life Wheel. I've got a life node here. I've got an additional life node here. I have 2 life nodes to pick up down below. Another life node here. So that's, you know, you can easily hit probably 8k HP with the Belly of the Beast without a Combs Heart. And that's totally, like, that's really good as well. So, what you want to look for is Wed on your rings. Ideally, I think Opal rings would be best. So, Wed in Strength wherever you can get it. Same thing on my helmet, I've got Strength and Life. My boots have Life Resist. My gloves have Strength and Dex. The Dex is for stat requirements. We're sitting on 700 Strength. If I replaced my belt with like a Strength-based belt, I could get over 800. Something else that's kind of required is a Zoph's Blood Amulet. So this is kind of like your little holy trinity of things. Would be Kataba's Feast, Combs Heart, and Zoph's Blood. Combs Heart being the least required of them all. I know that kind of seems weird, but that's how it is. Zoph's Blood gives you the 100% conversion, since Infernal Blow is 50% conversion if you look at it. So this allows you to get the 100% conversion. So moving on with the character, let's talk about kind of the tree with what we decided to do. So I started with Marauder. You could do this as a Slayer if you wanted to. I personally picked Chieftain because it's more, I feel like it does more damage and it's a bit more defensive. But I think Slayer would be totally fine too. So I started off and I leveled with Face Breakers, and you don't really need to do anything. You literally just pick up Face Breakers and Imaginors and Flat Fizz and you're good up to Merciless. So we moved through, you know, picked up Butchery when I actually swapped to 2-handed. You could just use a 2-handed axe and you'd probably be fine too. Immediately I grabbed Constitution, come in, grab Templar AoE. I moved up to grab Devotion. I didn't actually grab Celestial Judgment till I got my Zoph's Amulet. I moved down, grab Resolute Technique. You've got Cleaving for good deeps. I'm working my way into the next Endurance charge here. You know, Juggernaut, Blood Magic, etc. It's all pretty easy the way you travel on your tree. You could honestly, like, literally you could travel however you want, and it's totally fine. Because, again, I didn't swap into my build until level 68, so I pretty much had my entire outline for my character set up. One thing to note is Lava Lash is super important to pick up, because it does give awesome amounts of penetration, and penetration's always good, boys. And yeah, that's pretty how the character works. It should be able to hit over 10,000 life by level 92 or so. Whether or not I'm going to go for that much life, I'm not really too sure. I think it'd be pretty cool. The next thing to note is Lion's Roar. Super good, definitely required for the build. Lion's Roar gives you the huge amount of melee physical damage. Taste of Hate, not required, but as a life-based build, I totally recommend it. You do only get half of that conversion because you are Avatar of Fire, so you only get about 12.5% from what I'm doing right now. But it's all still pretty solid on the character. So this is kind of my flash setup, what I decided to use. I'll probably drop the Quicksilver and run something else after, maybe like a Blind Flask or something else, Stib Knight. But like I said, that's pretty much about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. The bandits for the build is just Oak, Kill, and then Oak. And that's pretty much about it. So I hope you guys have a wonderful time. Hope you guys enjoyed yourself. And like I said before, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them down below in the comments. If you liked the video, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And remember, I can catch me streaming live every day at twitch.tv/Pohx. Hope you guys have a wonderful time.
And I'll see you boys all tomorrow. Take care, everybody.